Salakia for that. Camera stop. It's part 2 to the video that we are not living in Jacob's trouble, alright? When I left off, I was about to start reading Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 22. And it says, "And I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and I will rain upon him and upon his bands and upon the many people that are with him, and overflowing rain and great hailstones, fire and brimstone." Alright? So, I'm going to read that first part of the verse over. It says, "And I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood." Alright? So the Most High saying he's going to plead with Esau. That's what he's talking about, Esau, with pestilence and blood. So he gonna come for Esau with pestilence, which is diseases, diseases and stuff like that, and with blood. Alright, he's gonna be killing people, shedding blood. Alright, he's gonna be doing that to Esau, which is who is over us right now, who is ruling America. Okay, so if it's Jacob's trouble, right? How come Esau is still ruling over us? How come Esau is not being how come he not being destroyed with the pestilence and the blood that Yahweh said he was gonna put upon him? Alright. And it also says, "And I will rain upon him and upon his bands and upon the many people that are with him, and overflowing rain and great hailstones, fire and brimstone." So the Lord also said he will rain, which means he will come down at Esau and his many bands, which is his little troops, or the people that are with Esau, who fighting with Esau. Okay, he gonna come at them with brimstone and hailstones. Alright, which means great fire. And that brimstone and that fire is the nuclear missiles, man. The nuclear missiles that's gonna hit America, bro, coming from these other nations. So if the Lord saying in scriptures that he will come at Esau with brimstone, Esau and his people with brimstone, hailstones, and fire, which is basically describing these nuclear missiles, how could we be living in Jacob's trouble yet if this hasn't happened yet? Okay, this is prophecy now. These things spoken of will happen in Jacob's trouble. Alright? So if we living in it, how come these nuclear missiles ain't come? How come Esau still ruling over us? Alright? How come these martial law troops ain't come in yet? Alright? How come the famine of the word hasn't came yet? If we living in Jacob's trouble, man. Alright, I'm gonna just close out with Revelations chapter 18 and 8. It says, "Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her." Alright, her is America. Alright, America is the whore of Babylon. So that's why this scripture is referring to America as her, because America is the whore of Babylon. Alright, and everybody's drunk off her wine, man. Everybody is stumbling drunk off of the whore of Babylon's wine, man. Okay, so the scripture is saying, therefore shall her plagues come in one day. So the Lord is going to send all these plagues upon America, the whore of Babylon, in one day. Alright, if it's Jacob's trouble, how come all these plagues ain't come yet? And these are the plagues, okay? It says death and mourning and famine. Alright, so death, mourning, and famine. Alright, we see death going on. Alright, but it's at a low level. What Yahweh was talking about, these plagues, death is going to be at an exalted level, man. Not exalted, but it's going to be at a high level, man. Times 2, man. Alright. So It says, in mourning and famine. So the death and the mourning and the famine will come to America all in one day. And it says, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. And plus, America's gonna be burnt with fire, man, which is coming from these nuclear missiles and the chariots when your house shall come back. All right. So all these things are gonna come to pass, you know, when we're in Jacob's trouble, in the midst of it. Okay. So if these things ain't happened yet, then we not living in Jacob's trouble. All right. It's flat out like that. And scriptures say the day of Jacob's trouble is like no other. So all these things that happen way before our time, you know, Sodom and Gomorrah being destroyed, the flood of Noah, Noah's flood, the flooding, all of that was great destruction, okay? But Jacob's trouble will be 10 times as worse as those things that happened already, okay? We have not experienced these things yet, so how could we be living in Jacob's trouble? We haven't experienced famine, great death, and mourning, and we haven't experienced America getting burned utterly with fire. Alright? So these things are just total ridiculousness, man. Alright, actually, it's the spirit. I'm gonna close out with this. I'm gonna close out with Hosea 4 and 6, man. Alright. Hosea chapter 4 verse 6 says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of Yahweh. I will also forget thy children. Alright, so the Lord is saying that his people will be destroyed for lack of knowledge. So you people out here thinking we living in Jacob's trouble, y'all gonna be destroyed for lack of knowledge if y'all don't get right, man. Cause y'all don't got no knowledge, man. Y'all saying that we living in Jacob's trouble is proving that y'all have no knowledge. Y'all are totally ignorant to the times we are living in. Y'all are totally ignorant to what y'all are reading. Y'all are totally ignorant from everything that y'all perceive in this world. Alright? So that's why y'all gotta be destroyed for lack of knowledge. And that's what's gonna happen, man. Alright, so with that,